Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Asgard here, bringing to you another video for Conqueror's Blade, published by Chorus Interactive. This is the update log for November 14th. We have the update happening for APAC, November 14th, 1400 to 1700, UTC plus 8, EU and AMS going from November 14th, 7 to 10, UTC plus 1. Maintenance is going to be 3 hours with a distribution of 8,000 bronze coin, 300 honor, and 15 unit medals. We have the return of the All or Nothing event. Fight and win, well, fight to win the exclusive Lionfire season weapon attire. Obviously, you know the rules. First, Gold Treasure Trove is bound to give you a season weapon attire selection box. We also have Protection Charms. Sorry, you need to win consecutive battles in All or Nothing. Losing stars will clear, earn stars back to 0. There are 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3 stars with iron, silver, and gold treasure troves. Obviously, the golden treasure trove will give you that attire selection box. You have the protection charm, will protect you from losing your stars upon defeat. Can be used during the deployment phase to prevent loss upon defeat. Item will be consumed if it takes is consumed if it takes effect, but returned if you win the battle. Obviously, it doesn't work if you have no stars. This time, All or Nothing will adopt a leadership return mode. No leadership return when your unit dies, and 50% leadership of the remaining forces returns when your unit retreats. All units are available for you to deploy except for Lionfire Season units, Chevaliers, and Falconetti Gunners. I'm not sure why they included Falconetti Gunners. Understandable that Chevaliers are pretty much useless without their retinue. But I also think that I don't know why they would restrict this unit when if people select it without a retinue, then they're getting half a unit. Additional rules. We got equipment, units, and artilleries are all pre-provided in the All or Nothing. The equipment for heroes is reforged. Leadership of each hero is set at 1800. The attacking side can deploy 2 rare artilleries, while the defending side can deploy 1 rare artillery. Number 4 is high star units are not prohibited at the event, allowing for the deployment of up to 5-star units. This clause is literally only because it used to be released earlier in the season, either during tier 3 or tier 4. I think it was during tier 4 season. I think it was like week 3 or something. This would be released, but again, um, just telling you that 5-star units are you're able to use 5-star units up to 5-star units. Teams are limited to a maximum of 3 players. When it says teams, I believe it means parties, so you can only party with 2 other people and then queue for this game mode. It is still 15v15 the last time I checked. The number of cavalry units that each player can deploy is restricted to a maximum of 3. This I do not like. Any restriction to how many units you can deploy or how many units of a certain type you can deploy is silly to me. As much as I hate cavalry, I do not wish upon any unit type to have these kinds of restrictions. It's silly, and you need to balance your game if there are too many OP cavalry. Or, again, a more disliked scenario, give us more units to deal with cavalry. Only unit can interrupt flag captures on all maps. Units can no longer interrupt captures. Really cool change. I think they should add this to at least rank. They should probably think about doing this for Siege, and I would love this on field. Mostly because someone leaving their unit on the point would be absolutely hilarious. If a hero just walks up and just be like, I'm gonna capture point, and their unit's just standing there. When heroes respawn or change units at supply point, their units received a 30% movement speed bonus for 8 seconds. Just get you into battle faster. Limited time warden missions, so it goes from 14th to the 28th. Participate in 10 all or nothing. Achieve B rank or higher. Greater Scrolls of Glory times 1. Times 2. Treatises times 2. Participate in 20 and achieve B ranked or higher. Get Greater Scrolls of Glory times 3 and Treatises times 3. Win 10 all or nothing battles receive greater scroll times 5 and treatises times 5. Special restriction. At the end of the game, certain quest gains are halved. Only affects quests that are settled based on total quantity. Get a troop kill score of X or more in any type of field or siege battle. I don't like this restriction. Again, just let people complete quests. It would get them to play this game mode as well. But it also makes sense. I think the developers protecting their interest is. I can't really fault them on that. I just really wish that they focus on uh, more rewarding avenues of or avenues of monetization instead of making or basically uh I don't like things being difficult on the premise that they want you to buy. I think we should want to buy because we want to, not because I can't do something. Like unit challenges in and of itself should always be achievable for even the average player. And again, I think the accessibility is way too low. There are some quests, and they add in a lot of these quests where sometimes it's not easy to get 100 unit kills. Sometimes, like, it's not possible to get over 1,000 unit score. There are not very many people who can basically, like, the average person probably scores around about 700 unit score. The number of people that gets over 1,000, probably the top 20, like top 20% of the team, man. That's that's not that's not going to happen for everyone, of course. Maybe you get lucky. I mean, 8 kills as well. They still have the team clause of it, but trying to do that solo, absolutely impossible. Well, not impossible, but impractical. I've seen some very high kill averages, but eight eight hero kills by myself, I'd have to really work for it. That's besides the point. Um, Obviously, this does not affect quests based on the number of battles, such as join 5 PvP battles. We have the time frame going from 14th to the 28th of the 11th, after maintenance, before maintenance, etc., etc. We have the attires. I love the shield. If the sword was a standalone, nice. Unfortunately, it's supposed to be a long sword. Doesn't work well with the shield, on the premise that I am imagining it in game with the sword and shield animations. So I can't I can't really fault them. It's a really cool design, and I bet it's going to look amazing in game. I just think that if they're going to introduce a weapon like this, they should introduce a class to complement the attire in this case. Even if it's superficial, you again, like you don't need to make everything unique. You can literally just role play half the time, and the uniqueness will naturally form as nuances keep getting added. Like we're getting feature creep like crazy. I think this is the spear. The musket is quite dull. Anything anyway, I am a sucker for the shield. We have a rotation. We have the legendary mole attire. Flame of the Mean Lion is now available. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but the mean? Nemian? Nemian? Hmm. So it's in the Lion's Flame attire chest. It goes from 14th to 28th of the 11th, after before maintenance kind of thing. New arrivals in the attire exchange shop. So the Flames of the Mean Lion is now available for 300 curios. Goes from 14th of the 11th after maintenance to 28th of the 28th of the 11th before maintenance. We also have the Hero Tire Eternal Spirit is also available for 50 curios. This is the Egyptian one. I think I really do like the look of that one. End of year, uh, year-end sale extravaganza. We got the value packs bundled to boost your seasonal journey. So we have year-end gratitude training gifts gives you seasonal universal payout voucher times 5. Again, I really wish that this would you would be able to use this with the current season. Unit medal times 100, purchase limit times 5. I mean, purchase limit 5. We have the Year Ends Gratitude Artillery Gift Optimal Divine Crow Bound times 3. Legendary Artillery Selection Box excluding the Great Bombard Bound times 5. Thank goodness I don't have to do any more ranked. This is going to be absolutely hell for ranked. This is going to be absolutely hell for territory war. Good luck to anyone that participates in ranked or territory war for at least the next 2 weeks. This would be hell. Year-end gratitude kit gift. We got general supply times 12, greater scroll of glory times 20, purchase limit times 5. I mean, purchase limit 5. Year-end gratitude premium gift 30-day premium account times 1. Silver chest, which contains 10,000 silver times 10. Purchase limit is 3. And year gratitude expansion gift. We got the personal storage expansion times 1, logistic charter times 2, expansion permit times 5, host troth times 1, purchase limit 1. Um, Personal storage thing is your storage. This one is your supply camp. Expansion permit is your barracks, and your horse trough is obviously the number of horses. Not that there's very many good horses around. I have like 8 blue horses for no reason. We also have adjustment and optimization. Unit balance adjustment. Vanguard archers. Basic adjustment of units increase basic leadership from 150 to 170. Move and fire is modified as on. When ordering the unit into formation, the unit can shoot while moving, but the damage of move and fire attacks is reduced by 18% off. The unit will prioritize movement and will not shoot while moving. Movement fire rate under move and fire is reduced by 15%. Mastery node adjustment. So the ones that we are looking at are node 5 modified. Gain Howl or Bowstring. In move and fire, hitting enemy infantry units when moving will trigger the Panic Arrow effect with a 20% chance to make the enemy fear for 0.5 seconds. Node 6, the movement shooting damage on units under move and fire will not be reduced. And Node 8, modified. Gain arrow rain in move and fire. There is a 30% chance to shoot 2 arrows when moving. So, Node 5 replaces the 30% increased fire rate during move and fire. Node 6 replaces the 15% movement speed during move and fire. And Node 8 has reduced the percentage chance from 30 to 40 and removed what is now node 5, the 20% chance to make the enemy fear for 0.5 seconds. Alrighty, just some quick thoughts. I do think the mastery for the Vanguard Archers was over the top. I don't believe that they needed to be nerfed this hard. There are reasons why for their power scaling is really weird when it goes into tier 4s and 5, but when you compare it to tier 3s, it is kind of crazy. They're basically dealing as much damage as Imperial Arquebusiers while moving and firing, while their move and fire is active. That is a ludicrous amount of damage, but when scaled to tier 4 and tier 5 and limited by armor values because their penetration, blah blah blah, it's actually not that terrible. They were not that strong. They were at least more than cost effective, and that's probably one of the biggest parts of why people didn't like it. Is that not only was their damage cost effective, they were also difficult to deal with. Their fast movement speed means that a very limited number of units could even catch them, and then again, a very limited number of units would even be able to withstand their onslaught of damage. Not to say they dwarfed the battlefield, they really didn't. There definitely a massive drop off after the first 6 or 5 days of them, when people kind of hit the ground running on the weekend. There were plenty of them. We probably had as high as 13, 14, 15, maybe even 15 per team. But coming in Monday, Tuesday, and now Wednesday, that has dropped drastically. You'll probably right now only see probably two, maybe three, 2 or 3 of them. A lot of people kind of going back to old meta. A lot of shield infantry also being deployed. Paladins got picked up massively, even though it was a bit slow. We also see the return of the men at arms and other defensive type units, which is amazing. I think it's a very good shake-up for the meta, but we are kind of folding back in. We got a lot of Wu Wei, we got a lot of cavalry, and again, we'll switch it back up eventually. I mean, we'll basically return back to what it was beforehand, and it's not surprising. Again, these unit changes, as strong as they may be, people will stick with what's feels comfortable. And I definitely do think that we're in for a shakeup. This shakeup was probably the best thing for CB, and more shakeups in on the horizon. I do think what's refreshing is I think shakeups is the most refreshing thing in CB. Depending on how it is done, I think people will react differently. I think every time the game is shaken up like this, the unit is nominally overpowered. But regardless, I think this nerf was over the top. Other bug fixes optimization. Fix the skill transition issue of Jewel Blaze between using Bow Shuriken and Thunderbolt. Improve the model and visual effect of Legendary Polak's Tire Destiny Judgment. Over the top for the last one there. Not enough for this one. Yeah, not enough for this one, sorry. Keep the final strike looks good. I think the explosion effects was a little bit over the top, but looks cool regardless. And that is all for this update log. I'm wondering what you guys think. Are the Vanguard Archers still going to be niche? I definitely do think they kind of fill that weird uh, mobile range unit that people kind of want to return, but is very skeptical on whether or not how strong they should be. I think range, mobile range, especially range cavalry, have always been kind of annoying to deal with. Just no one really liked bringing shields along. I think shields need to make a big comeback, and we'll see where we're going. We already have the paladins getting a massive damage increase. What next is the stalwarts probably going to see a massive damage increase. I'm hoping massive damage increase, not a tank increase. If they make them more tankier than they already are, that is, I mean, you can, but I think it would be over the top. ISGs as well should make a return. If they increase the damage they deal and not their tankiness, they are still the most difficult unit to kill among all of the heavy shield types. So the direction they're heading right now and the nerf to the Vanguard Archers, I'm feeling like they can sense where the community wants to go, but they're trying to push them back into the 3 unit cycle. Because right now we're kind of in this weird cavalry infantry phase where it's just cavalry and infantry. This entire season has been buffs to ranged units to get them back on the field, to get them back to being used. But I think every single player in the game doesn't like ranged units. And first it was the rattan marksman just hitting the field, and we never saw a single buff to a ranged unit for ages and ages and ages. And then we got this entire season, which is only just ranged units. So I think I think they're trying to create variety. I think they just don't know how to make sure that the community doesn't essentially push back against it. And I blame the fault of the community at this point for pushing the game into a direction that not only detrimental to their experience, but um, kind of comforting for themselves and not really kind of like I'm not sure how to express this. It's just like the game definitely needs to have better dynamics, but people are so uh, players, especially local ones, have such a very narrow dynamic that like everything needs to be hard coded. I don't believe that there should be hard coding where unit X beats unit Y. I think a more dynamic design for each of the units should be way more interesting. And it's sad to see the Vanguard Archers are now probably um, not going to be seen beyond their tier three like the tier 3 lock. Probably going to see Vanguard Archers. They're only slightly better, but they will be fun to use for sure. Um, but not having a higher tier counterpart does the game a disservice. Regardless, that is all for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Oh, well, my name's Asuka. Have a nice day. Bye for now.